I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We welcome BrimeTime to the show. Hi, Brime.
Hey, how's it going? Brime here, just a resident time traveler. I do music, games, tutorials, post-production. My background is in filmmaking, and I also like studying Japanese.
So you got a full plate.
That's part of being creative, I guess. It kind of like to dabble in a little bit of everything. I think everyone's like that, really.
Well, most everyone. I think I average it out the other way. So there's not much creative in this old guy, but I do appreciate talking to the folks that are. And obviously, you've become quite an artist, quite an everything. I mean, when did you get started deciding that you wanted to first of all get behind a camera and do some film work?
I think towards community college or so, I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. And around that time, I got inspired by Freddie W. There's a bunch of YouTubers. They were making short, stupid films and stuff like that. They're really fun. But I figured media was something that was going to be relevant for a while, and to be able to work in commercials or work in film or work in websites. There's always, it feels like there was always a need for media.
Right.
And so I went to film school for a bit.
Yeah. And what was your experience there like?
It was a bit smaller. It wasn't like a film school. It's more just like a college or university that had a film program in it.
Yeah.
But it was fun because it was so small. We were able to kind of step our foot in all of the roles, and we also had a lot of focus. The teachers were able to focus in on us and
right.
Give us the attention that we needed and stuff. And everyone was working on everyone's projects. It's pretty fun.
I can tell you this, going back a million years, when I was in junior college and we had a film class for our communications, we were using the big tape and editing that big tape. And boy, that was fun. That was about as fun as pulling your own teeth. I imagine
one of those.
I would imagine it's a little easier now.
Yeah, it is. It's still kind of like pulling hairs, though. Editing might not be my favorite process, but when an edit does come together, it does feel quite satisfying.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine editing on those turntables.
I
don't even know what they're called. I forgot what they're called.
Yeah, it was something else, and I imagine that all of those tapes we used have long since crumbled to dust. I hope nobody sees them again.
They're pretty fragile, but I imagine that makes you probably a better editor than me or most people, because you have to make such precise decisions before you start editing and stuff. And so
I didn't say I was any good at it. I just edited it. I was thinking, okay, that looks good. But it has come a long way, and the great part about being able to start off early into it and get your feet wet in a lot of different things in a smaller environment is you do get to try every angle, and you do get a little more personal work with the instructors rather than going to a big place where they say, "Here, look at this video, look at this book, and do it."
Yeah, I think one of the most important lessons that I remember was one of my teachers was talking about how they absolutely hated production design, but that they made a point to do it for a while, so that they can understand what goes into it, and so they can better communicate. So trying to just dip your foot into every aspect that you can, just so you can at least properly communicate and properly understand the work that goes into it.
Well, and how did you go from that, or have you always been a musician, or did you translate into that musicianship from there?
I always I think everyone likes singing and stuff like that. But kind of my journey with guitar and specifically was I think every kid maybe saw their uncle play guitar or something. In my case, it was a mandolin, but I didn't know the difference. I just thought all stringed instruments were guitars. So probably my parents scraped up all the money they probably had to buy me this mandolin, and I think I spent maybe 10 minutes trying to learn it, and
Oh,
then just started like bashing it around and
oh no.
pretending to be a rock star. So then it didn't come up again until like maybe seventh grade, where my teacher played, my science teacher of all things, played La Bamba,
Hmm.
which was at the time the coolest thing that I've ever heard.
Right.
So I told him, "Hey, I have a guitar. Do you want to teach me?" So
Yeah.
he was all like, "Yeah, that's in pretty bad shape. Also, that's not a guitar." So my dad again bought me a guitar,
Oh,
and I think I lasted a little bit longer that time. I spent maybe about a couple months, or maybe a month, learning to like play chords and stuff, like the basics of it. I
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, this isn't La Bamba." Also, I'm kind of like bored with it. And so that kind of slipped off all the way until high school, where my friends were playing guitar, and that's when I actually started like really getting into music and stuff.
Mm. Did you get into the garage band type stuff?
Yeah, we played in a I'm not sure if you're referring to the program or like actually like playing in a garage, but yeah,
Yeah.
we played in the garage.
Yep.
It
That's
was
what I'm
pretty
talking
fun.
about. Back in the 80s, a lot of people did that. Not very many people did it well, but a lot of people did it back then. But the fact that you're able to explore all these different creative outlets certainly gives you a lot to work with when you come to a medium like VTubing. Have you found that to be a big advantage for you?
I think it's a little bit too early to be talking about like advantages and stuff, but I think I really like just to hang out and like kind of, have fun. And I think if I can do music and stuff like that, I think there's a lot to that. I think a lot of people like music in general.
Hmm.
I've recently like tried to do like guitar arrangements for songs and stuff, and I
Right.
think it's special in itself. Is like it's nice to listen to a song. It's like, wow, no one's done a guitar arrangement of this, and just like it feels somehow special, I guess. Or like
Mm.
I like that. I'm kind of all over the place. I like that there's like a lot of songs that people don't know, that don't get like enough attention, but like being able to like kind of put a little bit more attention towards anything. I think ultimately I just like sharing songs that people don't know with other people,
Oh
or
yeah.
like learning songs that people don't know about, or that I
Oh.
don't know about.
Oh yeah, that's one of the neat things about what we're able to do now on the internet is we'll go back and find a song. I mean, I'm always finding some stuff that I heard in 1979 once, and it comes up in the back of my head, and I go find it on YouTube or something, and go play it on Facebook for everybody. Like, oh yeah, I remember that song. And to show the kids and the grandkids, what we listened to back then. But it tells you that there is still a lot there to explore music wise.
Yeah, they have the thing now where you can just like sing into YouTube or something, or like just roughly hum it. It doesn't even have to be great. But then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, is this the song you're looking for?" It's like, "That is the song I'm looking for. Thank you so much." Especially ones that don't have lyrics. They're
Yeah.
like, "Okay, what's that one classical piece that goes do 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 do?" And they're just like, "Yeah, okay, good, no worries, I got you." How do you even search something like that? It's like, what's that song that goes like do 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 do?
I would mess that up too. I haven't hit a note on purpose since 1985. So that tells you about my particular skill with music, and I can't play any instruments at all. I'm ambidextrous as far as that goes, but I certainly do
I'm a
appreciate.
cluckstress.
Yeah, I drop things with both hands. The I did have many relatives that did play. In fact, one of my uncles was a country music Hall of Famer here in Illinois, where I'm at. Um, so I didn't.
Ooh.
I do appreciate that very much, and I'm very jealous of those of you who can play. Uh, you would translate that onto VTubing. You play online. Um, what is that like for you having that audience that you don't see you playing for?
Well, first I want to say that like I know it's pretty cliche to say or something, but yeah, it's never too late to to start learning and stuff. But like
I think there's actually
there's
laws
I
against me doing it now.
I don't
Art,
know about that.
art and music, I'm
I,
banned from.
no, I find like when the longer that you do stuff and the more stuff that you do, like you start to realize that like if you dedicate any small amount of time to something, you can start being actually decent at it.
Hmm.
And with like my brain kind of going all over the place, like now that like, but I kind of also now suck at a lot of it as well.
Well,
So,
well, I mean,
um,
you're still
but going
trying
back
it.
to your question, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
What's up?
you're still trying it. I mean, that tells me something right there. You're not only are you trying it, but with the music and everything, you're going in front of audiences and doing this. Whether you're sitting at home and playing on under the computer, there are people who are there listening to you. Um, what is that like?
I mean, audience is a big word. Usually I'm just hanging out. Like it feels like I'm just hanging out with my friends, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially like once I kind of moved on from high school, I didn't have a lot of musical friends to hang around. And like I didn't really get that like band experience or like just like, hanging out and like playing music and stuff. So, being able to have that like online has been fun. And it really it just feels like I'm hanging out with friends. I don't really see like a fan or whatever dynamic. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you like songs, I like songs too. And a lot of times like I try to get people to hop onto my streams and sing as well.
Wow.
And the fun part is because I think everyone is so humble about themselves where like they'll go on and they'll be like, oh, I can't sing, I don't like to sing and stuff like that, but then they'll start singing. I'm like, what are you get the hell out of here, you can sing. um but also like meeting like really talented people as well and like having them sing and being able, I think my favorite thing is being able to share them with people and people
Mm.
just be like, what the heck? It's like, why is
Yeah.
this guy not signed? I'm like, I know, right? Help me out
Yeah.
here.
It's crazy that this VTubing in particular, I think, has really given us the chance to see a lot of talent and hear a lot of talent that would normally never be heard from. And for that, I am extremely happy with the medium that we do get a chance to hear folks who normally would have never played guitar for someone or never sung for people. There's some people out there with some tremendous talent.
Yeah, yeah. There's some. There one of the friends I ran into, Ronwin. Like, he was in a karaoke stream, not mine, but someone else's, and
Mm.
he said he hadn't sung in front of people like since he was 9. So it had been like, close to a decade or something, maybe, or
Mm.
maybe even more. And he sung, and everyone was like, "Dude, you're like really good. Like, why is this the first time that you sung in front of people? Like, there's no way."
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's really interesting because we evolved from like kind of weird word evolved, but like we went from like celebrities like in films and stuff like that, but then now like we've moved towards this age where like anyone can kind of be like someone that you're like watching and stuff, and
Yeah.
like there's also something that's really attractive about that because it is anyone out there, and it is someone that you can be personal with and that you can like relate to and be like, yeah, that could be my friend. When I feel like if I'm watching like I don't know, like say some big like named movie actor, like they feel like almost out of reach where you're like, no, I mean, like I can't think of a name, like Ryan Gosling. It was like
Mm.
Ryan Gosling seems like a cool guy, but I don't
Yeah.
think I could ever be his friend. He just seems like way out there, and he seems like super cool, and
Yeah.
I don't see his everyday to life, and he's just like a an idol or something like that. But then
Yeah.
you have someone like Moist Critical or like any other like streamer that you're like, wow, I feel like I'm hanging out with this guy. I feel like they're my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as you take the right attitude going in and don't overdo it, and some folks do, but for the most part, I think you're right on. Was this what brought you to VTubing? That type of wanting to connect with the community?
So I got into VTubing because of my fiance. Like I think prior to 2022 or something like that, within like the past like year or two,
Mm.
I didn't really actually know a lot of VTubers. I didn't know like any much about the community. I knew like Kizuna Ai, like with the big ones, like maybe one or two,
Hmm.
but I'd never really gotten into it. Just streaming in general. I wasn't really into like streaming or streamers. And so, but then my fiance kind of wanted to get into it. And so I was like, okay, I'll help you out and stuff. So I started because I had my background in like kind of 3D work and like animation and like stuff like that. And like
Right.
also I worked in like media
Right.
for a while. So like I had like I was like, oh no, I might as well like try to use my experience in that. And then so I started getting into OBS and like streaming software and stuff like that and like how to make a model and like so I did it for myself so that I could test it.
Yeah.
She did about 2 streams and then kind of got bored or tired of it. And I
Mm.
was like, well, I mean, I'm still here. I still have everything set up. I might as well like just do it and hang out and stuff. But I think another part of it was that I I like hanging out with my friends,
Yeah.
and I like the moments that we have, and I think it's fun, and I want to share those, or like I want to at least like look back on them and stuff, and like I think VTubing was at the time like a way for me to kind of document that and like also like share it. I remember like recording a clip of me and my friend doing something really stupid in a game, and I was like, that was so fun. And then, like like we sent it all to all our friends, and they sent it to like their families and stuff, and we are like, yeah, that's really fun and stuff. Um,
It's
but
it.
yeah, so that's where it kind of started.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like it really it unintentionally was pretty much perfect for you. You just kind of fit right in with it, and the creativity that you can do with it must have really appealed to you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It kind of helped me exercise a lot of itches for like creativity and stuff. And it's fun like digging into the software and the programs and trying to like trying to do new things with it and trying to improve where I can and stuff. But also like there's certain things that like I never really thought about with streaming. Like the first thing was um trying to talk and be interesting. I think like a lot of times like we have a lot of thoughts and stuff like that, but we never really like say them out and stuff. So
Right.
I remember like especially with early streams, like not a lot of people watch or anything, but you're still like trying to be entertaining or like just trying to air out your thoughts. And I think it was very kind of almost therapeutic in a way to just be able to like talk and like try to find different things to talk about, like random things, and like almost turn off a big filter that you have
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's almost helped me in just regular conversation. I feel like I'm more articulate
Right.
in speaking and stuff, and maybe more engaged
Yeah. It's
in
almost,
conversation.
I see folks doing the first couple of streams, and sometimes it gets into almost stream of consciousness type things, where they're just kind of going along topic to topic to topic to topic, and some people find that they have kind of a gift for that, where they can we used to call it in radio talking in circles a little bit, but that it's still interesting enough to keep the listeners and the followers involved in it and with you, watching whatever you're doing, whether it's music or the games, and coming back the next time. Um, it's the personalities and the person that brings them back, not the games that you're playing necessarily.
Yeah, and I think it's just like, is it someone that you'd like to hang out with and like, just talk about random stuff with? Because I think we all have those friends, that was like, yeah, we have, this, we just talk about random stuff, and like
Yeah.
you'll have a conversation with your friend,
Hmm.
and it'll just jump from topic to topic, and you're just like, how the heck did we get here?
Yeah.
What were we talking about? I don't remember, but
Some of those folks I've
it's
known
nice
for
having
50
this.
years.
Some of them I've known for half a century, for crying out loud. We still do that, but it's great to see that you've been able to find somewhere to obviously you're a creative person in many different facets, and you've been able to use those facets in VTubing, and you seem very comfortable with it.
Um, it's getting there. I think like there's still times where it's a little bit uncomfortable, but like I said, I like to think of it as just like I'm hanging out with my friends,
Hmm.
and so it doesn't feel quite as intimidating. But it's just fun.
Right.
Like I'm not sure if you've ever been like I think my favorite thing is like karaoke or uh stuff like that, where we go into a private room and we just like hang out. And it doesn't even matter if everyone doesn't sound great or anything. It's just about like enjoying music and cheering each other on and stuff as well.
Yeah, my wife got me into
Um,
a little bit of that, and she didn't leave me, so that's probably good.
nice.
I guess
Yeah.
at least she stood at that. I appreciate that about it. But it's you've been able to improve on the guitar work. You've got some recorded stuff up on your YouTube, which we're going to have the links to in the description. But we're going to play a song now that you've recorded for the interview. And we'll come back in just a moment and talk a little bit more with Brime here on Eric Loy Interviews.
Walked across empty land. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. Felt the earth beneath my feet. Step out of the river and it made me complete. Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you'll let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. And if we have a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know? This could be the end of everything, so why don't we go somewhere only we know? Somewhere only we know.
That's the music of Brime, and you'll be able to hear more of that on his YouTube channel and the Twitch channel as well. Um, so the games that you're playing on Twitch, I see Lethal Company. You talk about a chance to be creative in different ways. How chaotic does that get for you?
I haven't really been playing a lot of games recently.
Hmm.
Lethal Company is just one of those. Well, my friend was like, "Hey, this is going to be really big," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know about that." I was kind of waiting for it to die down, but it never really died down.
No.
But everyone's like playing it, and I was like, "Okay, I'll try it out," you know. And yeah, it's fun. It's chaotic. There's not really like a lot of points to it or anything, but you always have moments, and I realize how much of a scaredy cat I am sometimes when
Yeah.
I'm just like playing with a couple of people.
Yeah. It
Um,
doesn't help when you're supposed to be a team and you don't work as a team whatsoever during the game.
yeah, I like that it doesn't take itself seriously. I like
Yeah.
that it's really goofy and stuff like that, and it's nice. I think it's really cool that it's an indie game, and you have like all these like $60 games that are like created by huge corporations and companies that like spend so much money onto it, and it just feels so I don't know bland and copy
Right.
paste and stuff, and it's like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's
And
this.
then you have like the
It's this.
small like one person developing it, and it gets like super popular, which is
Oh
really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. That's happening a lot more now. And again, that's the ability for folks to reach through the internet and uh, kind of word of mouth on some of these things that gets around. For your channel coming up the rest of this year, do you have any big plans coming up? Anything special coming up on your channel?
Within the year, so I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out. I think this first year, I truly wanted to sort of really dive into it as a New Year's resolution. So starting January,
Hmm.
I started trying to really like stream more and trying to get like more of an idea of what I want to do.
Hmm.
I'm still figuring it out. But I'm finding the things that I like doing, and also finding the things that I like that I can do.
Right.
And so at the end of the year, I kind of do want to like do like an official like debut or something like that, where like I can be like, hey, I've done it for a year. I know what I can do. I know what my commitments are. I know what I suck at, and this is what I want to try to do. So, so far it's been feeling like music. I definitely like doing music a lot. I like doing music with a lot of people. So anything related to that, where I like doing karaoke streams. I like trying to record. Trying to like learn to mix and stuff. Do like collabs with people, and songs with people. And kind of trying to bleed in a little bit of my filmmaking background. I want to try to do like music videos and stuff as well. So that would be fun. As far as like other stuff, I like playing around with like voice acting a lot. That's one of the stupid things I like doing.
It's not stupid.
I like doing
it's
voices
fun.
and stuff. So. It is really fun, yeah. But also like part of film, part of like theater and stuff like that was like I like acting. I like being able to like trying to understand characters and understand people and like explore yourself through that. So I've also like tried to find a bunch of like people who like voice acting and stuff. So we've been doing some fun like improv stuff that I kind of like. I want to like. Look through various medias, like maybe books or manga or like anime, and maybe like we read through it and we try to be serious, or maybe we go through it and we have no idea what the heck we're doing. We're just trying to have fun with it.
Man.
And so like one of the things like I'll find like really weird stock photos. And I've kind of suffered for it because if you type in weird stuff on the internet, you're gonna find really, really weird stuff on the internet.
You gotta watch
commercials and stuff.
You gotta watch that stuff.
But to suffer from my craft though, like I'll find really fun like weird photos, and I'll show it to my friends, and I'll be like, hey, give me a scene from what's happening in this photo right here. It could be like a lady holding a gun up to like a goldfish.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, well, like play this scene out. Using your voice acting skills, play the scene out. Or I'll find like random commercials that they've never seen before, and I'll be like, can you give me like a voiceover for this commercial?
Yeah.
Just like pretend like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh man. So it sounds like you've got a lot of stuff coming up, folks. You got to check out what Brime's got going up. We'll have all of the links in the description for this interview. I appreciate you coming on, Brime, and we're going to have you on again very soon, I hope. Continued success, and I hope that everything comes together for you here in this year, okay?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Check out all the other interviews as well. A lot of fun people on here. Actually, I hopped onto the channel a couple times just to like vet people and be like, okay, what do I need to know about this person? So it's been fun to watch everyone's stuff.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.